actually, I wanted to, I'm almost forgetting about the falsehood, okay? We're here, Christmas, going into, we've gone and bought, things for children, may have overspent, etc. Okay, so this is dealing with the falsehoods of Christmas. So what gives strength to falsehood is a person or a group of people's ignorance, coupled with heavy indoctrination. Okay, and this indoctrination would mandate belief over knowing. Okay, so example of this is the belief in the value of money as a means to have happiness. Okay, we know that that's pure indoctrination, because before there was money, there were high civilizations before all of that came about. Okay, so the indoctrination is a result of the society being crafted such that generations that are coming into, that grow up with that persistent indoctrination or paradigm, aided by broadcast media, we can see that people don't have much of a choice, in the beginning, until they see something that kind of challenges their paradigm. So, and I was one of those. I was able to, look around, went to college, found out things through my art studies and so forth. I kept a lot of things held in mind, So in time, I started saying, well, okay, I want to know really what's actually going on, okay? Because people want to do right. If you're a Christian, you want to be the best Christian you can be. However, we see that even the best, fall short, and they say that all the time in the church itself. And it's like, well, hey, can't there be something better? Can't there be something better that you can actually have on board, and you don't need people to police you as to whether what's correct it is actually correct? There's a part that's in you that tells you that. That's your compass. Okay? This is why he's in the middle of everything. He's in the middle of the hourglass. That compass is perfectly still, and he's able to intuit, the higher, laws that come through, and is able to suspend his activity as being coaxed by the lower realm, by the physical realm. He's able to suspend those urges, and those demands. Okay, so that's what that's all about. So, truth be told, if principles would be taught daily and if we incorporate these into our daily activities, that is consciously, if we incorporate those consciously, the currency would be our merit, it would be our word. Our currency would be our knowledge, okay, and it would be the knowledge that no land or resource belongs to any one person, individual, or group. So, but rather all lands were created for all of us to dwell upon and utilize once our wisdom faculties fully mature. So, our wisdom faculty, yeah. So we have to have knowledge of that in order to even go there. So, who or what is Heru? All right, Heru is the cosmic principle that expresses itself as the sun. Okay, Heru is the masculine / feminine nature of illumination, and it expresses itself in living animals, including humans, as courage. So an example of courage would be more like, let's say, a female dog who had puppies, and there's a big male dog coming close. That female would have, unmatched courage to stand up to this big dog, and he will back down. I mean, that's just how ferocious, that kind of courage is, to face and protect, But that may be a little more extreme up here, but, courage begins here at Heru. Now, the action, to dispense that courageous force, that would come up here. But she could probably growl at him here. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, so I wanted to let's see where we. I want to make sure I'm keeping everything all together so that nobody's lost. And if anybody is lost, please leave comments in the comments area at the bottom there of the YouTube page, and I'll definitely come clearer with the message today. Okay, so all right, so I want to thank Vera Veras again for her video about the winter solstice sun as it makes its way from the Tropic of Capricorn, and I'm going to give you a visual here. I want to use my trusty clock here, my clock face. And so for those of you who are still under the impression that the use of the zodiac is something of the devil, we have to look again. If you use one of these, if you're telling time every day, if you're keeping a calendar with 12 months in a year, then you have to realize that this is the exact same thing. Okay, you have your 12 tribes of Israel, you have your 12 nations, you have your 12 disciples, 12 apostles. So yeah, we have to really rethink some things here. Okay, so this we have hands on this clock, and they call that shorthand the hour hand, or Horus. If we look at how it's spelled with an H-O-R. Same thing, it's an hour hand. So we're looking at things that connect. We're connecting dots, and we're going to actually do the math so that you can see that you can come to a premise of truth if you're able to allow the numbers to be applied to your environment, whether it's the environment of your body. You can allow the numbers and the facts to be applied to the external environment out in nature. So I'm not talking, when I say numbers, I'm not talking about theoretical equations. Okay, so that's a whole different thing, because theoretical equations have their own random numbers that they pick for specific reasons to promote a grand paradigm of something that is totally fabricated. And I'm gonna show you that it's totally fabricated. So here goes.